When she woke that thing jiggle, and we going back to back on them like we Huey and we Riley. This that back in my back flow, we back again so highly. This that back in my back flow, we back to change the climate. This that back in my back flow, we bring the force like Tommy. Back in my back flow. Back in my, back in my bag, yeah. I'm back in my, I'm back in my bag, yeah. I'm back in my, this my, back in my bag flow. Back again, yeah, we keep on stacking it, what's happening? Everything in Gucci got me feeling like I'm dapper then. Life has been a movie, yeah, so shout out to the cameraman. Pull up to the scene, it's going down like a avalanche.
LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, truer words have never been said. It does not matter who the host is. Anyways, today is Thursday. Yes, Thursday. June the 30th of 2022, day 181 of the year, and only 185. Yes, 185 days left before it is all over with. Anyways, how are you? I hope everything is good and grand inside of your neck of the woods. Yes, I really do. I really do hope that everything is good and grand with what is going on. How's the last 23 been? Because that's the important question to start asking right away about what the hell's going on with you. How was it? How was the last 23 hours? How was the last roundabout of things that you did before you got to this point? Anyways, we are broadcasting live from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM and hanging out with our friends and colleagues at that other place that we do stuff at.
You're being infiltrated. Radio Big.
Yes, we are hanging out at Radio Big.fm. So just so you know. Anyways, if you want to interact with the show, it's kind of a simple process. All you have to do is go to callinradio.com. That is callinradio.com to take a look-see to see what the hell is going on in the interaction aspect of it. So that's the easiest format of doing it. If you want to do anything on the socials with the show, where we prefer you to go, if you want to do it in the preferred method, is go to safetyfm.com and click on visual radio. That's safetyfm.com and click on visual radio. That will get you moving and grooving and everything that is going on inside of there. Kind of a simple process in all that. So with that being said, let's move and groove and start talking right away about the things that are trending inside of this world of ours as we are hanging out right here. Anyways, fans reacted to the news of Travis Barker was being hospitalized on Tuesday. More about that. We can talk a little bit more if you want to talk about it here in just a bit. Cameron Diaz was trending after news broke that she is returning to the big screen after some time that she has taken off. Justice Breyer landed on Twitter's top 10 trends on Wednesday after the Supreme Court justice officially announced his retirement. And Cheez-Its was trending after Taco Bell revealed one of the massive cheese crackers that will be the base of the new big Cheez-It Tostada. A Cheez-It Tostada? Man, I must have been out of the loop. Not seeing exactly that, whatever. The Mexican pizza, as they returned it back, was a big hit, but so they must know what the hell they're doing, because I sure as crap have no idea what I'm doing. No idea what I'm doing half the time here. That's for sure. Anyways, with that being said, let's talk right away about some other stuff. Let's talk about some things that might be important to you. Let's talk about some things that, well, matter of fact, because I haven't done it so far at all this week, let me tell you real quick about the charts. I'll tell you the charts before we go into the news. Let's do it that way. So, New York City's infamous pizza rat was caught on camera enjoying some za with his family in the subway station over the weekend. New Yorker Louis Farron shared a clip of the family of rodents of his personal Instagram page. It was later shared on Subway Creatures, where it has racked up over 1 million views. You can go check that out on Instagram if you're more than welcome on doing that by just going to Subway Creatures, and you'll be able to find it. That's what's trending over there and taking a look-see of what's happening. Anyways, with that being said, here's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about safety in the news and safety. We'll talk about some circle events. We'll talk about something that was going on this month as well, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. Just for the sake of doing so. Also, with that being said, let's talk about this, because this is going to be an important aspect of what you and I are doing together. And what does this mean? Well, it means the following information. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to bring in some professional broadcasters. They're going to talk about what's going on inside of the world of the news, and we're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on inside of the world of safety and the news, and then we're going to tie it all together and see what kind of a beautiful package we can put it into, because that's always important stuff as we get to hang out and do that stuff. So just for the segment of doing so, so that's what we have going on. What do you think about it? If that works out well in your neck of the woods, well, I guess it works well in my neck of the woods, because this is going to be the all-important information as we are hanging. And with that being said, how do we start getting the move going? Well, we start getting the move going by talking about the news. So I think we should probably do that right now.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Ketanji Brown Jackson will be sworn in today as a U.S. Supreme Court Justice. The 51-year-old federal judge will be the first black woman to ever serve on the nation's highest court. Jackson was confirmed by the Senate in April to replace 83-year-old Justice Stephen Breyer, who served on the court since 1994. The House Select Committee looking into the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol is issuing a subpoena for Pat Cipollone. More from Mark Mayfield.
Cipollone is former President Trump's White House counsel. Senior aide to Trump Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, Cassidy Hutchinson, said Cipollone told her, "Please make sure we don't go up to the Capitol, Cassidy. We're going to get charged with every crime imaginable." I'm Mark Mayfield.
4 people are being charged in the Texas migrant smuggling case. The alleged driver was arrested Monday after abandoning the trailer on the side of the road, with a law enforcement source saying he was high on meth and pretending to be one of the migrants. State officials said most of the 53 people found in the semi-trailer were Mexican citizens. Turkey is lifting its opposition to Finland and Sweden joining NATO.
They have a lot of very advanced capabilities that they're now going to be able to devote to the alliance.
White House security spokesman John Kirby said it will make a big difference in expanding and increasing NATO's reach. Kirby is with President Biden during NATO meetings in Madrid. He said NATO has always been a defensive alliance and poses no threat to any nation. Someone in Vermont won the Powerball. The lottery says a winning ticket for Wednesday night's $366 million jackpot was sold in Vermont. The jackpot has been rolling over since April 28th. Lottery players have a chance at another big jackpot this week, as the Mega Millions jackpot is currently up to $360 million for Friday's drawing. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Listen at your own risk. Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Giles Gibson. The UK has pledged an additional $1.2 billion of military support to Ukraine at the NATO summit in Madrid. Chinese President Xi Jinping is in Hong Kong to mark the 25th anniversary of the territory's handover from the UK to China. And India has recorded its highest daily number of coronavirus cases in more than 4 months, with over 18,000 new infections.
Safety never sounded so terrible.
Rated R Safety Show.
Police are searching for a suspect who fatally shot a woman pushing a baby stroller on Manhattan's Upper East Side. Jennifer Polsoni reports.
The NYPD says a gunman reportedly approached the 20-year-old woman from behind near the intersection of Lexington Avenue and East 95th Street around 8:30 Wednesday evening, shooting the woman once in the head before running off. Mayor Adams.
We're going to find this person that's guilty of this horrific crime. We're going to find him and bring him to justice.
The woman had been pushing a 3-month-old baby who was not hurt but checked out at the hospital as a precaution.
Clergymen in Savannah, Georgia are calling for the city's police chief to resign after an officer shot and killed a black man, according to the Georgia Bureau of Investigations. 31-year-old Saudi Arai Lee showed officers his concealed weapons permit and his holstered handgun last Friday. At some point, and for reasons that aren't clear, a chase ensued and an officer shot Lee. On Wednesday, the church leaders questioned officers' training, and people who live in the historic Carver Village neighborhood where the shooting happened said excessive policing probably led to the shooting. Carver Village was created in 1948 to provide affordable housing for African Americans. California fire officials say the Rice's fire is just 10% contained. Fire crews are expected to have the blaze fully contained by Sunday.
We're working all 24-hour shifts. They will continue to operate and construct line and work, fire hose and operations through the nighttime hours.
In a briefing last night, CAL FIRE said the fire in Nevada County has burned just over 900 acres and at least one structure, while 5 firefighters have suffered heat-related injuries.
Hey, yo.
Essence Fest is back in New Orleans starting today. Nicki Minaj is headlining a concert at the Superdome. It also features the first country act on the main stage, Mickey Guyton. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
You are listening to something magical. You're listening to the Rated R Safety Show.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month, and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
Do you have a claim and not sure where to turn? Coastal Claim Consultants are professionally licensed and bonded public insurance adjusters employed exclusively by you, the policyholder, to represent you after sustaining an insured loss.
They assist policyholders in all aspects of processing the claim, working closely with the insured to provide the most equitable and timely settlement possible. They will provide you with comprehensive service, anything from inspecting the law site, analyzing damages, compiling claim support data, reviewing applicable coverages, assessing replacement costs of damages, and negotiating your settlement. The adjusters at Coastal Claim Consultants will evaluate your claim for no upfront cost whatsoever. Coastal Claim Consultants' fee is based on contingency contracts and are paid when the insurance company sends you a check and it's in your possession. Coastal Claim Consultants are licensed to assist you in the following states: Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, and South Carolina. For more information, go to coastal-cc.com. That's coastal-cc.com. For more information, lighting the way to recovery. Coastal Claim Consultants.
Listen to our host of the Rated R Safety Show. Self-implode on our airwaves. Only on Safety FM.
Oh, it's all about self-imploding and airwaves, it sounds like, here as we hang out. Anyways, currently 16 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out on this lovely Thursday, which is also the last day of June. Yeah, the last day of June. So, yeah, there we go. We go into that fancy-dancy month of July here in, less than 24. And some of you are already there. Yeah, you get it. Think about it. It's a futuristic joke. You'll get the reference right away. Anyways, let's talk about some things that are going on. TikTok is turning out to be one of China's most successful spying efforts ever, right in front of everyone's eyes. Federal Communications Commission member Brendan Carr has written a letter to Apple and Google asking them to take the app out of their online stores. He writes, "It is clear that TikTok poses an unacceptable national security risk due to its extensive data harvesting being combined with Beijing's apparently unchecked access to sensitive material." Worth remembering as we are talking about this, former President Donald Trump issued an executive order to boot TikTok, but he was rebuffed by the federal courts, and President Joe Biden actively rescinded those orders when he took office. So it's some stuff to think about, just in regards in general. And I don't know if you are a TikTok user. If you are, good for you, so on and so on. But some things to think about how they use sensitive material that is out there and, all that great stuff. Anyways, let's talk about this. Elon Musk's birthday was on Tuesday when he also racked up his 100 millionth follower on Twitter. I guess that's important to some. He has the sixth biggest account on the platform behind Barack Obama at 132.1 million, Justin Bieber at 114.1 million, Katy Perry at 108.8 million. Let's see, Rihanna at 106.9 million, and Cristiano Ronaldo at 1.1 million. Amid the milestone, Musk hasn't made news lately about his bid to buy Twitter. And his prolific account has been uncharacteristically silent since he has tweeted over a week ago. Lawyers of his camp are reportedly going back and forth with Twitter legal team to determine exactly how many user accounts are bots and not real people as a result, which could affect the buyout bid. I think that, this is an ongoing conversation about bots versus not bots and all that kind of stuff. What is the percentage? Because I have to tell you, to some extent, there are bots in almost all these systems. When you take a look around, that is for sure some stuff to think about as we are talking about it. Anyways, 2 people have been attacked by a bison at Yellowstone National Park since Memorial Day weekend. The latest is a 34-year-old man from Colorado who was reportedly walking with his family when a bull bison charged at him, attacking him badly enough to send him to the hospital for an arm injury. Yes, I did say an arm injury, just in case. The National Park Service says the family got too close to the animal, and visitors are required to be 25 yards of a bison. Well, I have to tell you, I still feel that 25 yards is just not enough.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R Safety Show.
So take a listen to this one. Airport officials in Thailand busted 2 travelers for bringing live animals through security, including snakes, porcupines, turtles, and armadillos. Yeah. The critters were first spotted in an x-ray scanner, and the visual inspection confirmed the stash of animals. No word yet on why the smugglers were trying to fly them. Either way, they have been charged with violating 3 Thailand Animal Control's Exploration and Conservation Act. So there you go. You know, you probably should not try to be doing the sneakeriki of any kind of animals when you do anything. I mean, I think that's kind of obvious, but apparently this is something that we need to talk about, because if not, it would not be part of the news. That's just kind of the way that it goes. Anyways, here you go. Here's one way to get rich quick when your employer accidentally cuts you a payroll check for 286 times what you normally earned, and then take money and run for it. Okay, no, just kidding. Well, anyways, take a listen to this. A Chilean man who worked for a food processing company typically earns 500,000 pesos a month, equivalent to about $541. In May, his check instead was the equivalent of more than $178,000. When the company got wise and they asked him to return, instead he submitted his resignation and has been impossible to get a hold of. While he's out on the run, the company is working with authorities to try to track him down. What do you think? I mean, what do you think here? You're getting paid $541. All of a sudden, they cut you a check for $178,000. The right thing to do is return the money. But what do you think? I mean, if something like this happened to you, would you return the moolah? It's something to think about for sure. I'll tell you, I remember when I was working for a very popular electronics store that has some of the best buys in the industry. I had a similar situation, not for that account of money, but I think they had like quadrupled a bonus that I had made. And I want to say, within less than 24 hours, I was already contacting them to let them know what the hell was going on. But it was interesting on how some other people had received that same issue, and they did not want to give up the money. They didn't want to give up the money, honey, because, you know, they thought that it was something that was, quote unquote, deserved. I don't even know where I'm going with that.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Anyways, it's currently 22 minutes past the top of the hour. You and I are still hanging out here on the Rated R Safety Show. That's some important stuff to mention just in case. If you still want to call in, you're more than welcome on doing so at Call In Radio. And I shouldn't say really call in, because it is a video chat, a call-in version, and messaging. And there is some popular world of the messaging over there, and that's cool. I'm cool with that. You know, we can be some cool cats and do the messaging stuff. It's kind of cool to see what people are doing, so we can go from there. Anyways, with that being said, I think it's time to bring in some John Smalls and let him tell us what's going on inside of the Market Beat.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Thursday, June 30th, 2022. Equity slip Wednesday following a mad dash for the exits on Tuesday. The S&P 500 fell about 0.25% at the low of the day, mainly on fears of slowing economic activity and an earnings recession that could begin as soon as the current quarter. While several reports have come in better than expected, the strength is isolated and the signs of economic headwinds are growing. If this trend continues, it could lead to a significant revision to the second half outlook that drives the market even lower. And that is not the only risk. The PCE price index is expected to come in hot and increase the odds of not only an aggressive FOMC action, but major recession as well. In regards to stocks, General Mills was among the market leaders on Wednesday. The stock represents not only a value to investors, but a high yield that is backed up by results. General Mills' second quarter earnings were better than expected and came in with an increase in guidance that we think will be echoed across the sector. You can get the inside track at marketbeatminute.com.
Okay, thank you, Johnny Smalls, for that one, letting us know what exactly is going on out there. So just real quick, stocks were flat on Wednesday. The Dow added about 52 points. The S&P added, finished about down about 2.72 points, and the NASDAQ lost about 3.65 points. West Texas Intermediate Brent and Brent crude were both in a spitting distance of each other at $110 a barrel. The national average price of gas was at $4.87. Bitcoin fell to fell $142 on Wednesday, trading at about $20,107. In the United States, here we go. Take a listen to this. 580 flights were canceled and 2,618 were delayed. And I'm telling you this as we are about to go into some of the busiest time, some of the busy time in regards of traveling. So with that being said, let's talk about this. Busy holiday travel weekend getting underway. The busy holiday travel weekend officially kicks off into gear today. AAA Marks Jenkins says that they're expecting to be one of the busiest for the July weekends in nearly 20 years.
Travel bookings for flights, cruises, hotels, and tours are up 60% versus last year's holiday, and we're expecting 1.7 million more travelers than a year ago. So you should certainly expect busy roads and airports this weekend.
Okay, Jenkins says that high gas prices doesn't seem to be a deterrent to the AAA is expecting 42 million people to hit the roads over the travel period, which starts today until Monday. AAA Marks Jenkins says that that it's costing about $25 more this year to fill your tank for your family vehicle with gas compared to what it was in 2021.
But it doesn't seem to be deterring people from wanting to travel. Again, coming off of that 2-year pandemic, people are still paying the added cost of doing so. But I think that in a lot of cases, people are economizing by traveling a little bit closer to home.
Yeah, so Mark continues to say that the cost can't get away cheap. It isn't cheap to get away this year. I think that's kind of obvious there, buddy. I don't know if we need to go that far, but let's talk about it.
Airfares are 14% more expensive than a year ago. Hotel prices are up 23%. Gas prices are 64% more expensive.
So it just sounds like the world is getting more and more and more and more and more expensive, that is. So let's go with that. That might be the easiest way to talk about it. Anyways, in continuing and talking about some other things, a new TikTok trend could prove dangerous to beachgoers. Natalie Rodriguez has more information.
The new social media challenge has kids and even adults digging giant holes on beaches and leaving them before they can fill them in, proving dangerous to a misstep by humans and animals. It's called the How Far Can You Dig Challenge. The holes can be as deep as 5 feet and as wide as 4 feet.
I've seen indentations. I've never seen holes like this before.
Sanibel Mayor Holly Smith says digging these wide trenches and not filling them in can be harmful to beachgoers and also harmful to newborn turtles that are trying to get to the ocean overnight. Natalie Rodriguez, Miami.
Newborn turtles? Really? That became the concern? I didn't really think that would be the way that would go, but newborn turtles, I guess that is something to think about as we are talking. Was not something that I would have thought about. That is for sure. Anyways, in talking a little bit about everything, because that is what we do around here, it is time to mention this story. Woman fatally shot while pushing a baby stroller in Manhattan's Upper East Side. Police are searching for a suspect who fatally shot a 20-year-old woman who was pushing a baby stroller on Manhattan's Upper East Side. Take a listen.
We're going to find this person that's guilty of this horrific crime. We're going to find him and bring him to justice.
That's New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Police say that a gunman reportedly approached a woman from behind in an intersection in Lexington Avenue and East 95th around 8:30 p.m. and shot her once in the head before running off. The 3-month-old baby was not hurt but checked out in a hospital for precautions. Why? I mean, what the hell happened there? That is some strange times and some strange things definitely going on right there. Anyways, to continue talking real quick, man, woman shot in Port Huron in California. Police are investigating a shooting that wounded 2 people in California. Daniel Martindale has more info.
A man and woman, both in their 20s, were found suffering from gunshot wounds shortly after 4 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. They were discovered near the parking lot on the east side of Bubbling Springs Park. They were rushed to hospitals, but authorities have yet to provide an update on their conditions. No suspects nor motive has been identified. I'm Daniel Martindale.
Okay, thank you, Daniel Martindale, for letting us know what exactly is going on there. Take a listen to this. Former Trump aide Cassidy Hutchinson stands by January 6th testimony. Former Trump White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson says that she stands by her bombshell testimony to the House committee investigation on the attack of the U.S. Capitol. Democratic California Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren.
The real point is no one is denying that the former president wanted to go to the Capitol and lead this armed mob.
Let's see. Hutchinson was a top aide for former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. Her testimony under oath included an account that she said that she heard the Secret Service agent that Trump tried to overpower agents who were taking him back to the White House after his so-called Stop the Steal rally on January the 6th, 2021. Hutchinson said that she was told that Trump swore at agents trying to grab the steering wheel and demanded to be taken to the Capitol. Some of her accounts were denied on Wednesday by people who were involved. Hutchinson's attorney said that in the statement that she stands by all of her testimony that she provided on Tuesday. So there you go. Some things to think about. Anyways, Rep. Liz Cheney speaks about Trump at the Reagan Library. Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney delivered a remarks during her forum about the future of the Republican Party at the Reagan Library in Simi Valley, California. Daniel Martindale has more data.
On Wednesday night, Cheney, who is the vice chair of the House January 6th committee, told a crowd former President Trump is a threat to the Republican Party and to democracy itself.
We have to choose because Republicans cannot both be loyal to Donald Trump and loyal to the Constitution.
Cheney also says fellow members of the Republican Party bear responsibility for Trump's actions.
He is aided by Republican leaders and elected officials who made themselves willing hostages to this dangerous and irrational man.
Cheney is one of just two Republicans on the House January 6th committee. I'm Daniel Martindale.
Okay, thank you, Daniel Martindale, for that one. Anyways, currently 31 minutes past the top of the hour, so I think it's time for us to do that thing that we do here.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Oh, yes, it's about that time to talk about the lovely things that we want to do. It's time to talk about all that fantastic stuff. It is time to take our little story and make it the main story for the month. Matter of fact, it should probably be the main story for the day, but it is going to talk about the month, so maybe that's where I get the month mixed into the day of the story, because that's what we need to talk about. So, you did realize that we are in the month of June. Yes, it is the month of June, even though we are on the verge of being in July. And for most people, this is a pretty big month if you do what we do for work, which means the world of safety. And organizations will go out and do the cheer and the celebration that it is the month of June. And to them, it is Safety Month. And how exciting it is that it's to discuss safety and how there should be a focus on safety because it is so important that we need to talk about it. And yeah, the pause, because let's talk about that in general. You probably came to the realization that during this whole month, we didn't talk one iota or a single bit of information about saying how great it is that it's Safety Month. Just not something we're going to do around here. Some of the other people might say something on their shows, but on this show, we won't talk about it. And the reason behind it is safety is a value here. And let me explain something. With safety being a value, it will always be important. It will always be something that we have to do. Think about it for a moment. Why should we only use 1 month to dedicate to safety? It is limiting something that we should be doing all the time to one thing. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't move the needle forward, if one may say so. So just some stuff to think about. So with that being said, and stuff being thought about in that particular regards, why celebrate it in just 1 month? If it's important and it is of value, you will move forward and do it every single day. And I have used this example before, and I heard it from the great Scott Geller, and he said this. And he told me this during a conversation that we had, that there is a difference between priority and value. Stuff that you value, you will always make sure that you do. And he went into the specific of, if you woke up late and you were running late, would you leave your household with no clothes on? No, because putting your clothes on is a value to you in regards of the stuff that you're doing. I'm paraphrasing here. So at no point, unless you live in a nudist colony, are you going to leave your home naked, because it's a value. So the same would apply here. If safety was so important and it is a value to your organization, there will be a focus on it every single day, opposed to it being a month of the year that you focus on it. And listen, don't get me wrong. There are organizations that get together for a 3 or 4 day celebration and want to bring in people from other walks of life. And it might even require for you to have a membership for this to be a celebration of safety. Listen, if that's what you want to do, you do that. And some people will sit back and go, well, this brings more attention to it because there's so many people focusing on it. But if it's a value, that's not how you'll go about it. This is the same reason that we don't talk about the mental health month, because I think it's so important for us to talk about it all the time. So here's the gig. Priority and values. That's what you need to think about. If you're really in this for doing it for the right purposes, the value portion is what's important. I will tell you, I will talk real quick about a company that I used to interact with that used to that have 3 letters that repeat in a row. And I remember going into a meeting and saying on how we needed to change what they were doing inside of that organization and making safety a value. And you would have thought that the people that were the C-suite board members, I had spat in their face by saying that. And the fun part was they were so upset that I brought it up, because safety was not part of the culture. It was a verb. It was a word. It was a noun, depending on the subject matter and how they were actually using it inside of there. It was just something that they wanted to be able to throw around and say that they, quote unquote, had. And that's what made it all interesting. So that's what you're going to have to determine. Is it something that is a priority to you, or is it something that's a value? Think about that. A lot to think about today.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
So do you feel like you're missing out on what everyone is starting to do now, that live streaming thing, and you don't know where to start or what to do? I have the resource and the information to provide to you in regards on how you can stream onto 40 social media platforms all at one time. Yes, that's 40 social media platforms all at one time. All you'll need to do is go to safetyfm.com/1. That's safetyfm.com/1. That's ONE. So just in case, and you'll be able to start live streaming just like you're hearing people starting to do right now, up to 40 social media platforms. Well, you might be like me and heard all these terms and were not 100% sure on what they meant. Things as mining, blockchain, the Internet of Things. Well, I will tell you, we here at Safety FM have partnered up with a company that will explain this to you and will also have conversations to inform you on how you might have the potential of making passive income by being involved with this. All you need to do is go to safetyfm.com LinkedIn.com/iHub. They'll discuss blockchain. What exactly is mining? What is cryptocurrency? And what is the Internet of Things? To find out more information, go to safetyfm.com/iHub. That's safetyfm.com/iHub. And don't forget to mention that Jay Allen sent you.
You are listening to a radio god. What? This has to be an error. That host is not a radio god. Anyways, this is the Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
These days, it can be hard to find and hire the right candidates for your small business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs made it easier to find the people that you want to talk to faster and for free. I have to tell you, even before they ever became a sponsor here on Safety FM, we have used LinkedIn Jobs to help find the people that we have here on Safety FM. It's an easy service to use. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience and use screening questions to get your role in front of only the most qualified candidates. Then use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know that every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/safetyfm. That's linkedin.com/safetyfm to post your job for free. Terms and conditions do apply. And don't forget to mention that Jay Allen sent you. Hey, are you tired of hanging around and talking about safety in a boring kind of format? Well, I got something for you. If you haven't hung out with us yet at safetyfm.com, I'm going to encourage you to do so. Yeah, if you come out to Safety FM, you can come hang out with all kinds of safety professionals. Some are safety professionals, some are just people that are talking about safety. But we want to do it in a format that makes it fun and entertaining. If you're kind of trying to figure out what the FM portion is, well, we're a radio station and also a podcast network. You can come out, hang out, and listen to my show, The Jay Allen Show. You can listen to Todd Conklin with the pre-accident investigation, Blaine J. Hoffman with the Safety Pro, The Hop Nerd, Sam Goodman, just to name a few on what can be found on the station. Different things for different people, trying to bring safety in an entertaining form. SafetyFM.com. Go to the website, download the app, and carry it with you all day long. SafetyFM.com. We'll be waiting for you.
So highly, just that back in my back flow, we back to change the climate. Just that back in my back flow, we bring the force like Tommy. Back in my back flow, back in my, back in my bag, I'm back in my, I'm back in my bag, I'm back in my, this is my, back in my bag flow. Back again, yeah, we keep on stacking it, what's happening? Everything in Gucci got me feeling like I'm dapper then. Life has been a movie, yeah, so shout out to the cameraman. Pull up to the scene, it's going down like an avalanche. Steady going up like a travel plan.
Okay, there you go. 43 minutes past the top of the hour. Oh, this is back in my bag. So this is by ISO Indies. This song's readily available on Spotify and iTunes. If you're so inclined to hang out and take a listen there. So there you go. Thanks to ISO Indies for allowing us to play this one here. So there you go. There you go. There you go. Anyways, let's continue down the path here and talking about some things that are going on inside of this lovely world. So let's see. As we are moving forward, I told you this, and I guess I should have probably announced it earlier. But let's do this real quick. Here is our latest, just in case you did not catch it on the socials yesterday. A few years, I want to say it was over a year ago at this point, we interviewed Apollonia Rockwell on our lovely little station here. And from that particular point, we were interested in actually bringing her onto the network because she had her own podcast, the True Safety Podcast. So we have reached out to Apollonia, and she is joining our network of broadcasters and podcasters. And starting July the 6th, you'll find her exactly on our radio station and our podcast network. So there you go. Apollonia has been featured on Forbes 30 Under 30. So there you go. We are very excited to have Apollonia be joining us here on our lovely little network of things that we do. So there you go. That will start off on July the 6th. You can be able to find her on safetyfm.com and on our network of things that we do inside of the world of the podcast. So there you go. So happy and excited to have her joining our little family and group of things that we do around here. Anyways, with that being said, let's continue on talking about some other things that are happening inside of this world. Let me tell you about the most important thing that I will tell you at any point during any conversation that you and I have, and that's about my friends at the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Whether you have struggled with suicide yourself or have lost a loved one, know that you're not alone. Hear about personal experience from people in your local communities whose lives have been impacted by suicide and depression. To find out more information, all you have to do is call 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255. Or text the word TALK to 741-741. Or you can go to their website at afsp.org. Listen, there's all kinds of stuff that you can find out there as you go to that website. You can find out real stories. You can look at where you can get help, where you can make a difference, how you can join a local chapter, and learn the facts about what goes on with this all-important subject matter. So there you go. Anyways, 47 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's get into some more news stuff real quick, talking about what is going on, because that is why you are here, and talking about some of the things that are happening inside of the news world. So I guess, depending on how you want to take a look at this, well, tomorrow is a pretty big day in Canada, just in case you didn't know that. So Friday, July the 1st, to observe Canada Day holiday. So some of you might not be here tomorrow if you're celebrating that. And I get it. So with that being said, should I tell you right now what's going on with the movie releases, or do you not care? Because, Minions is coming out. The Rise of Gru. What? There's no way The Rise of Gru is PG-13, is it? No way. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Are you telling me that? The Rise of Gru. No, it's PG. Somebody messed up on that. So yeah, The Rise of Gru. Starts. Well, it's already out. It is already out. You can take a look-see of that if you are so inclined to do so. So The Rise of Gru comes out. So that's going to be readily available for all my me amigos out there that are not going to be here tomorrow. And then, of course, Mr. Malcolm, so if you care about that. Anyways, outside of that, let's get into some important stuff. Healthy, wealthy, and emphasize. Most people might think that successful people with humble roots emphasize more with the poor. But according to new research, people born with wealth are ones who are more sensitive to those who are barely getting by. The study published by the Social, Psychological, and Personality Science found that those who fought their way up economic ladder to become wealthy tend to see social mobility as being easy, and therefore have less sympathy for those who aren't able to follow them. The result of the research run contrary to more people believe that are coming from privilege background makes you more indifferent to economic slew of or other things. Well, you know that what they say, not having rich parents is not your fault. Not having rich parents in-laws is 100% your fault. And I just wish my boss were more sympathetic about things towards the poor. I mean, I'm just saying, just something to think about. I don't know, just something in general. Anyways, 49 minutes past the top of the hour. Got another one for you real quick. Weenie Water Seltzer. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Winnie Water Seltzer. The summer marks the 3rd anniversary of the summer of White Claw and the great hard seltzer boom that followed, where countless companies pumped out the impossible number of different offerings. Well, there's one that hadn't come up with it until now. Martin House Brewing Company in Fort Worth, Texas is using water that is used to cook 52 pounds of hot dogs to whip out a new boozy concoction. The hard seltzer, dubbed the Bun Length, is the latest edition of Martin's House Awesome Sauce hard seltzer line and will clock in at 5.2% alcohol. If you want to try what we can only guess is that the world with hot dog water seltzer. It makes its debut in the Brewery Glizzery Fest on July the 16th. Finally, a hard seltzer aimed at Joe Dirt demographic, because there's just no other way to think about it.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Anyways, with that being said, I think it might be time to bring in some John Smalls and let him do what we call the Motivation Minute.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Today's quote was submitted by Jessica. W. Somerset Maugham said, "Only a mediocre person is always at his best." Wow, I've never thought of that before. I recently saw a video, though, of a celebrity where he kind of barked at the paparazzi. It was shared over and over and went viral within a few hours of happening. It's shareable because this particular celebrity is known for being a pretty nice guy usually. But in this video, it shows him after he kind of snapped. Hey, he's just a person, like me, like you. None of us are perfect, and we will have days like this. If you're expecting anyone to be perfect, you are expecting way too much. This has been today's Motivation Minute, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for insurance quotes. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
Your Wellness Minute is brought to you by AlessaMorgan.com. Over 25 quality papers and reviews converge on the fact that increase in natural light exposure, especially in the first 3 hours of the day, and limiting bright artificial light between the hours of 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. can improve mood, offset myopia, improve glucose tolerance, testosterone, estrogen, and melatonin profiles. Doing these two simple things consistently can have dramatic positive effects on mental and physical health through non-biological mechanisms. It is also clear that doing the opposite has numerous detrimental effects on the same systems and hormones, especially in children, but also in adults. These two things come at zero cost, they take minimal effort, and have tremendous positive long-term effects. For more information on wellness, check out AlessaMorgan.com.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, there you go. 52 minutes past the top of the hour on this lovely Thursday, as we are hanging out talking about all kinds of fun stuff that is going on inside of the world of the news. Take a listen to this. Whispers that Hillary Clinton might want to mount Zahn of 2024 White House run. Take a listen to this. The midterms are a month away, but some political pundits are looking past November to 2024 White House race and say that they want Hillary Clinton to run again. Noam Laden has more information.
Hillary Clinton told the Financial Times last week that she would not mount a campaign, but this week she left the door open when the 74-year-old told CBS that she could not imagine running again. Clinton supporters are excited. They point to a lean bench of White House wannabes that they don't believe will excite voters. Some Republicans say they hope she runs. They say the former Secretary of State would unite the GOP like she did in 2016 when Clinton lost to Donald Trump. Noam Laden, NBC News Radio, New York.
Okay, so there you go. 54 minutes past top of the hour, listening to some information of what is going on out there. So there you go. Music superstar R. Kelly sentenced before the upcoming Chicago trial. R. Kelly is receiving 30 years in prison sentence in the New York case. Perry Williams reports.
The singer from Chicago was sentenced yesterday after being convicted last September in Brooklyn on federal racketeering and other charges that accuse him of recruiting women and minors for sex.
With the aid of his fame, his money, and most importantly, his inner circle, R. Kelly preyed upon children and young women for his own sexual gratification for decades.
Kelly's lawyer plans to appeal his conviction. The sentence comes as Kelly's federal trial in Chicago on child pornography and obstruction of justice charges is scheduled to begin August 15th. I'm Perry Williams.
Okay, thank you, Perry, for letting us know what exactly is going on there. Here's another one for you. Israeli intelligence says that cyber attacks on the U.S. power plants. Israeli intelligence agency helped stop hackers from hitting the U.S. power plants. Trey Thomas has more details.
The deputy chief of IDF Unit 8200 said on Wednesday that the agency warned the U.S. about plans to hack power plants in time to block the cyber attack. The officer, identified only as Colonel Yu, said his agency discovered the plot while stopping a cyber attack on Israeli facilities. I'm Trey Thomas.
Okay, thank you, Trey Thomas, for that one, sharing what exactly is going on out there, because it's always important for us to talk about. Anyways, let's continue talking about some other things that are going on inside of the world. No winner for Tuesday night's Mega Million drawing. Friday's night drawing will be for $360 million jackpot or $199.3 million cash payout. So if you want to play the game, there will be a possibility to do so, just in case. Anyways, let's continue talking about some other things, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about and very little time to do so. Let's talk about some things that happened back on this date. So taking a look around, back in 2019, President Trump becomes the first sitting president to set foot in North Korea in the Korean demilitarized zone. Trump shook hands with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un as the pair then crossed the border to South Korea together, shaking hands again. The meeting of the two leaders was focused on reconciling and diplomatic progress. So there you go. That happened back on this date in 2019. If you're looking at some birthdays for today, I got some of those for you. Alicia Fox turns 36, Michael Phelps 37, Cody Rhodes 37, Fantasia Barrino 38, Dale Mills turns 39, Cheryl Ann Tweedy 39, Cole Swindler turns 39, Lizzie Kaplan 40, Monica Potter 51, Brian Bloom 52, Mike Tyson 56, and David Allen Greer turned 66 today. So there you go. There's some birthdays coming your way. Anyways, if you're looking at some days of the year to celebrate, I have some of those as well. National Meteor Watch Day, Social Media Day. Really, you need a day for social media because we don't spend enough time doing that already. National Corvette Day. So there you go. Some stuff to take up a ponder at. That is for sure. Anyways, if you need some quick whack facts, I got some of those for you. Elvis Presley's manager sold an I Hate Elvis badge. Caffeine affects men more strongly than women, and women metabolize is about 25 times faster. Almost 163,000 pints of Guinness beer are wasted on facial hair each year. Japanese ATM sterilize cash before dispensing it. Canada has more than 3 million lakes, roughly 60% of the world's total. Canadians say that sorry so much that the Apology Act that was passed in 2009 declaring that an apology can't be used as a legal evidence or admission of guilt. So think about that real quick. Anyways, if you need a random joke for today, I have one of those for you. It's cleaning day today. I've already polished off 3 chocolate bars and a bag of chips. If you need something for the if you need a question, nope. If you need something for the phone, try this one. Holiday Friday, Holiday Monday. Which do you prefer and why? How about Holiday Friday and Monday? That way I have a 4-day weekend. You know what I'm saying there. Anyways, if you need something for the water cooler, try this one. Question: 1/3 of us enjoy eating this, but don't like to admit it. What is it? Hot dogs. I guess you can just drink the seltzer. That will make you feel better. Anyways, that's all we got for the show today. If you want to hang out, we're going over to radiobig.fm for the next couple hours or so. You can come and hang out and do the stuff that we do over there with us and have some good times as we are doing so. With that being said, thank you for always being the best part of Radio Big and Safety FM, and that is the listener. Without you, we cannot do what we do around here. If I can leave you with a deep thought for today, I would love to leave you with this one. One joy scatters 100 griefs. Think about that. Something to focus on today. Anyways, I know who you are.
Duh.
You know who I am. Love you, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.